Guys, I'm back. I don't I didn't know how to start this video. Cause what, man? Let's start from the beginning. This is a Resident Evil Requiem review, and what? What did Capcom do, man? What? Guys, Resident Evil Requiem came out last week, and I know my review is a little bit late. I think I'm about a week late. A little bit less. The game's only been out for 5 days. And might I just say, it's been out for 5 days, and it's already sold 5 million copies in 5 days. It will officially be a week on Friday. So I got the game on Friday. I picked the game up. I was really excited about it. I couldn't wait for it. The last Resident Evil that I played, like I told you guys before, was Resident Evil 7. Yeah, Biohazard. But then, man, I was so excited because, they've shown us so much previous. I'm talking too much. I'm just going to get straight to it. Anyways, I picked up the physical copy because I fully believe in physical copies. I don't like buying digital games. So as far as I can get physical copies, I'll buy it. And I got the physical copy, but I don't know if you guys can see. I actually got a hologram, man. They made the cover like a hologram. Look how cool that is. It's a hologram. Don't you think that's cool? So I think that was a really nice little nifty little thing that they added. We used to get physical copies, and the physical copies of the games used to look really special. I think they did a hologram with Metal Gear Solid 4 as well. But it was really nice to see them put that effort into the cover. So, man, this game is mind-blowing, guys. I don't know where to start, quite honestly. If you're here, thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. I hope you're going to enjoy this review. I'm going to be doing the review of Resident Evil. I'm doing it a little bit different to other reviews, in the sense that I'll be basing it on three criteria. And I think going forward, when I review games, it will be based on three criteria. I'm calling it GAG. It will be graphics, art direction, and gameplay. Not in that specific order, but graphics and gameplay will be, I say, interchangeable, but graphics, art direction, and then gameplay. The reason why I'm basing it on these three things is because I believe those are the three pillars that really kind of determine if a game is good or not. Okay, certain games don't have the best graphics, but they have really good gameplay. Some games have really good graphics, but they're not the best gameplay. But then you also get the underlying one, the art direction, the sound design, the music, the voice actors. And, it's safe to say Resident Evil is a strong contender for Game of the Year. Maybe that's a big thing to say so early in the year. We're only in March. But I think what Capcom did here is absolutely mind-blowing, man. They really showed that we just want single player games and titles. We don't want live service junk. We don't even want online games. We just want single player. And I think Capcom at this very moment, like I've told you guys previously, not only in my blogs, please check out my blogs and my previous vlogs that I've done before, so that you stay up to date. So let's just get straight to the review and see what all the hype is. Now, I do want to also put you guys at ease. This is no spoiler review, okay? The game, I'm doing the review 5 days late. A lot of reviewers would have reviewed it as soon as it came out. But I wanted to take time to really kind of just digest the game, if that makes sense. I wanted to play the game, feel the game, taste the game, experience the game fully. I finished the game, but I've wanted to experience it fully so that I could give you guys an accurate and an honest review. None of this is being sponsored by anybody. This is just me coming out and telling you how freaking awesome this game is. Okay, now the graphics of the game is absolutely amazing. I think they really pushed the PS5 to its limits. And now, keeping in mind, Capcom has their own built-in engine, the RE engine. Now, the RE engine stands for Reach for the Moon engine, and obviously all of their designs, the gameplay designs, the models is custom built on their own engine. And I think they really pushed the PS5 to its limit. I don't even think to its limit. I think they could have gone even more. But what we've seen in the graphics for the Resident Evil Requiem is amazing. I will show you footage of, you can actually see, and this is in-game footage. None of what I'm showing you is actual cinematic. A lot of it's cutscenes, but it's not any cinematic CGI. It's actual gameplay and actual in-game, because the transitions from the gameplay to these cutscenes are almost seamless. And a lot of the times you can see from the sweat to Grace. There's a one specific sequence that I'll show you where Grace is laying upside down on the bed, and man, it captures it so well. From the sweat, you can see the stress to the wrinkles. Oh man, the way even the model, the 3D model of the actor who played Grace did an absolutely phenomenal job. You can see the amount of strands of hair. They're really pushing hair physics in Capcom. We saw the same thing happen in Pragmata, where they were kind of boasting about the hair physics. And we can see that again in Resident Evil Requiem. The graphics is absolutely spectacular. The opening sequence with the rain from the dust in the air, through the way lighting hits through the dark. The graphics is a full-on phenomenal experience. It really captures. Keeping in mind, obviously, the game is very gory, so that 18 plus tag on there is really actually important. Please, no kids, but the way that they captured all of these things is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And the environment design kind of heightens that entire, just in this one section or portion where you go with Leon, and it really kind of just captures what Capcom was trying to do with the graphics here. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's one of the best looking PS5 games I've seen, and I'm really excited to see what other companies or other games are going to try and do this with their game the way Resident Evil did it with theirs. It was absolutely amazing. Okay, next is the artistic style. Now, I think Capcom really spent a lot of time with the artistic side of things when it comes to Resident Evil Requiem. I think they took their time, they did their research, they really tried to nail the last nail in the coffin when it comes to what they were doing here in the art direction. From the music, from the sound design, from the art direction in terms of storyline. Now, granted, I won't post any spoilers about the story, but even the way that even the direction that they are taking Resident Evil with this newer title is amazing. They are setting things up for the next title, potentially, but they're also building on previous entries, which I think is amazing. The way they're linking everything in this is phenomenal. The voice acting, I genuinely hope that the voice actor for Grace wins an award. I'll show you the sequence very quickly. Now, just looking at that sequence alone, we don't get a lot of games that can capture emotion just from the way that she's portraying all of that. Man, it's amazing. This game was such an experience from the artistic side of it. Seeing how the environment was amazing. There were so many different environments. A lot of the first half of the game is spent inside of the one environment, which was the hospital. But once you get past that section, different experiences with Leon and Grace, the environment design is beautiful. The artists who drew and modeled the 3D models for every single zombie, it's absolute face capture, the wrinkles, the voice design, it's amazing what they were able to accomplish in the artistic side of things. And this is why I take a strong stance on the fact that video games is art. Because this was art. This was pure art. From the music to the sound design. The sound design was amazing. A lot of the zombies have these nuances to themselves. The singing zombie, the cook. I like the cook. The cook guy's in the kitchen and is wrong. It's just amazing to kind of just experience that. I'm stumbling over my words here because, man, it was such an experience to play this game. Artistically, I give this game full points. Now the gameplay is really where everything starts to come together. It's the real meat of the game. And so I think I just spend a little more time expounding upon that better. So let's start with Grace. Well, you play with Grace and Leon, you interchange between the two of them, and it's almost seamless the way it's connected. Everything is connected in the game, and it's brilliantly done. Grace is more of the survival aspect of Resident Evil, and they kind of take formulas from Resident Evil 7 and they incorporate that into Grace's gameplay. You have very little ammo, you have very little movement, and you most of the time you're trying to avoid zombies instead of engaging with them. You can engage the 1 or 2 zombies here, but you're limited on ammo and you don't have the best equipment. So most of what you're going to be doing is sneaking around, using the environment to your advantage, even using other zombies to your advantage. There's not much that you can do in terms of survival. Now that survival element is really what makes Grace's gameplay stand out. The corridors and the way that you operate in these environments, it's so dark, and I like that the added the torch as a tool. You actually have the torch as an added equipment item. It's not something that's generically into the character, or something that you can just equip or have on all the time. It's actually a tool, and it's a little nifty little detail. Gracie's also plays or handles differently. When you cool little details about her model and about her character is when you are aiming, for example, she shakes, which is cool because it shows her nervousness, her weakness as a character, or the fact that she's more vulnerable. She doesn't have the experience as Leon does. She shakes when she's holding the gun. She shakes when she's holding the knife. She's a little bit more jumpy. Handling the Requiem pistol, she obviously experiences a lot more blowback, which is much more. You get that feeling. The guns handle extremely well. Grace is slightly slower than Leon, and that really adds to the element. So even I played in third person with Grace. When you're running away from the monster in the beginning, she stumbles over her legs, and that really just adds so much immersion to the experience when playing with Grace. And there's so much little nuances here and there. You kind of running away more than you are engaging, and the monster design, hiding, the way you distract, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. With Grace, on some of the higher difficulties, you have a limited amount of saves. You will have to get ink ribbons, which is actually a throwback to the older Resident Evils. So her character, her gameplay, and just the entire experience with her, you were a lot more vulnerable. They're really putting dread inside of you. There were some instances with Grace where I kind of had to put the control down and breathe. Because I was like, man, I just need to breathe because I'm scared. It really was one of those experiences, but it was amazing. It was absolutely flippin' awesome. And then we go to Leon, and Leon just has your classic badass Chuck Norris vibe, man. He's just going around killing zombies. That's just what he does best. And that's really just the entire experience with Leon. You get a number of weapons. You can upgrade these weapons at stations later in the game. You can get charms for these guns that improve. I really like the way that they incorporated some sort of upgrade mechanic into the game. Now, obviously, if you haven't played this, you won't know, and I'm not going to spoil it too much. But the way that it's not anything too convoluted, but it's really nifty the way they integrated like an upgrade system into the way you can upgrade your guns, utilize your guns. There's a shop that you can buy things from. You don't get coins or money per se. You get combat points is what they're calling it. And that you can then use later in the game to buy certain equipment, armor, and so on. Similar to Resident Evil 4, actually. And this comes to the gameplay part of Leon, where they really took what worked for Resident Evil 4, not only the original, but the remake, and they incorporated it into his gameplay. Leon is a lot more acrobatic, agile, powerful, strong. Holding the gun with him, he's steady, he's calm, he knows what he's doing. This time around, you have a hatchet that you can constantly sharpen, so you never run out of a melee weapon. You can just sharpen it once it's blunt. This weapon can also be used to parry. It can be used to hit enemies if they're too close. Most of the time it can also be used for stealth kills, which I think is nifty. You can even do some stealth with Leon. And the weapons handle exceptionally well with Leon. You get your traditional shotgun, you get your traditional pistol, you get your sniper, and you get a little added bonuses here and there. I don't want to spoil too much in terms of that department. But the gameplay again with Leon is very action-packed. There's sequences where you're riding around on a motorcycle, and the next you're running around, running away from a horde of zombies. And the way everything just handles is amazing. From the zombie designs I think is also just a step up from the rest of the games. They added a lot more personality, and the AI behind the zombies are just phenomenal. They gave the zombies a lot more human-like qualities, so they're not brainless. A lot of the zombies contain some of the old habits that they had before they turned. So, for example, the cook, the lady singing, some of those patients, the zombie patients, who are patients in the ward before they turned, they still hold those characteristics and they perform and play like that, which is amazing. It's amazing little detail that they added, which I think is phenomenal. So again, Leon has access to an equipment, and one little thing I think is really cool is just the way the UI changes. Grace has your traditional Resident Evil 7, I think, to 8 HUD. So her HP looks different. She has a limited amount of slots in her inventory, whereas Leon again comes with a suitcase and the briefcase, similar to the way we saw in the Resident Evil 4, which was really good, the way they incorporated that. So you can see the differences in their playstyle. You feel a lot more confident, a lot more powerful, a lot more aggressive in taking on zombies with Leon. And with Grace, it's the complete opposite side. So I think in terms of the gameplay, they really incorporated the two aspects of their best games, and they brought it into this one experience that is amazing. And the gameplay is really phenomenal. I thoroughly enjoyed playing with both of them. A little bit less with Grace, because man, there was really some sequences in the game where I was freaked out, man. I was really freaked out. I was like, nope, I'm putting the control down and I'm playing tomorrow. Really, it was like that. And then with Leon again, I didn't want to stop playing because it was one thing after the next, and there's so much, surprise hits here and there. But the way they did everything, it's not what they did, it's the way that they did it. The way it came across was amazing. I would have liked a little bit more in terms of your traditional. They took a lot of traditional Resident Evil things out. For example, we don't have the traditional herb system where you can add your red, yellow and green herbs to give you either more potency or to increase your health. I would have liked that a little bit more, but other than that, I think the way that they integrated the crafting system was amazing. You can craft with scrap. Grace can collect blood, and there's some neat little puzzles and mini games that you can play, which I think they really combined all of the aspects that make Resident Evil, and they're expounding upon that. And I think if Capcom can stick with this formula that they were using here and just apply it to the rest of their games going forward, I think we're gonna have a banger. I will just also say Resident Evil released 5 days and it already sold 5 million copies, that's mind blowing. Which just shows what people want. People want single player games. They really do want single player games. And I think that kind of just summarizes the whole gag experience, from the gameplay to the art direction to the graphics. This was an experience, guys. I would highly recommend you buy the game and play it. Get you the game, even if you have to wait for the sale, which is probably going to be in a while. Play the game, get the game. It's an amazing experience. I experienced no errors, no issues, no glitches. My game ran fine. There was no hiccups. The frames never dropped. And I was playing on the base PS5, base PS5 Slim. And I experienced no issues. So maybe it's different for other people playing on PC. But I think the experience that I had with this, I made a good purchase. I'm glad I bought the game. I'm excited to see what Capcom's going to release next. And man, I'm going to replay this many times. The game has some nice little features as well. Like, you got your bonuses in the command menu or the intro menu, where you have your bonus models you can buy. You can kind of see some concept art. We don't get these things with games anymore, man. These little details. We like the little details. Gamers like little details. So we got these little details from, you can purchase concept art and models and guns, and you have this bonus collections. Those are nice little things that we used to get in games we don't get anymore. And that little nifty features are nice, man. Makes the experience so much more fulfilling. This was a fulfilling experience. It's a fulfilling game, brilliant game. I think it's a strong contender for Game of the Year. I think games coming out after this has a very big standard and very big shoes to fill. I think Capcom knew what they were doing releasing the game this early, because anything after this is going to really have to pull something out of their hat to compete with what they've done here. This game was amazing. This game was genuinely amazing. It's one of those things that when you play, when you play those video games and it leaves a mark on you, that where you don't want the story or you don't want the game to finish. It's one of those experiences where I've played the game and I don't want it to finish. And I want to replay it. And this time I'll play first person as Grace, okay? Don't judge me. But it's really one of those things where I don't want it to end. I think what they did was amazing, and I'm interested now to see where they're going to take the Resident Evil. This was a little bit all over the place review, but I hope you guys appreciate it. I was a little bit all over the place here. Please subscribe, give me a like. Please give me a like and give me a subscribe. I took a lot of time to tell you guys how awesome the game is. I deserve a like. If you stayed for the entirety of this, please check out my blog, my other videos as well, and keep up to date. Crimson Desert is coming out this month. I'm really excited for that, and I think I'm kind of expectant now. After this Resident Evil, I'm expectant for what Crimson Desert is going to do. People are saying it's impossible. They're not going to deliver. I say I'm keeping my fingers crossed, man. I know they're gonna deliver. So a lot of news happening in the gaming world right now, and I think just one of the sad news from my side personally is the fact that High Guard is officially closing. Now, if you don't know, I covered High Guard. I covered it in a blog and a vlog of mine actually, and maybe you should just check it out. I'll leave the link in the description. But High Guard is closing, and this ultimately just comes to the fact, and yes, you know, the game wasn't all that, it wasn't the best. But it really comes down to the fact that I firmly believe social media has made people arrogant and it has encouraged mob behavior. And the studio is closing, the game is closing, and that's unfortunate. It's sad. It hurts my heart to see that. I played the game, I enjoyed the game. It wasn't the next big thing, like I said, but I don't think it deserved all the hate that it got. And maybe people disagree with me, and but I'm gonna stand on that stance. But nonetheless, there's a ton of gaming news. I will cover everything coming up for this month and the few weeks to follow in my next blog. Please keep posted. Please engage with me. I appreciate you guys talking back to me. Let me know what you think. Give me your opinions. Give me your talk. Talk back to me. Tell me what you think. What you thought of Resident Evil. What you think. Even just what you think about me, man. Any sort of feedback is appreciated. Love and leave you guys. Have an absolute great week and a blessed month. God bless you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.